Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to address the single community. We have to talk, guys. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to be releasing to you all before the week is out. Anyway, you are starting to hear, as usual, a lot of crying out and agitation from the single community. And when a lot of men and women are asked why they are single or why they are refusing to date, you will hear a lot of them say they choose to remain single and they are not interested in dating because there is piss in the dating pool. I want to say something to you all, and I mean this with the highest level of respect and love towards some of you. The piss that is in the dating pool, a lot of that piss is your piss. And the reason why I'm saying this is because some of you all are coming to a very ugly realization and a very ugly reality. And the reality is that a lot of you all who are complaining about what's going on when you've tried to go out here and date and you've tried to be real and sincere with someone, you have not realized that because you have stopped doing what's being done to you, now you want someone to be at your level and you want somebody to be ready for you and what you want. But if you go back, you have to remember when you were in real relationships with good people who respected you, who loved you, who was faithful and loyal to you, a lot of you all fumbled them. A lot of you all played games with them. A lot of you all, you were repeatedly telling lies to the person who really loved you. You were repeatedly telling lies to people who had your best interests at heart. You were gaslighting someone in a relationship. You were manipulating them. You would gray rock them. You were emotionally abusive. Some of you were extremely verbally abusive. You were mentally abusive. And unfortunately, a lot of you all were sometimes physically abusive. And you were serial cheaters and compulsive liars. So now that you've realized that you are older, now that you've realized your looks may have changed, now that you've realized that when you get out here and you're trying to finally be honest, finally be transparent, finally love for real, finally care for real, that a lot of people are not on your time clock. You're coming to that realization. And this is why I wanted to make this video message. And I want to tell you all that are guilty of what I'm talking about. I want to tell you to get back to yourself, and you need to reflect on the type of man or woman you were in moments over the course of your life when you were in relationships with somebody who really loved you and they cared for you, but you fumbled them. And you fumbled them because you may have saw one or two things that were flawed about them and you gave up on them, or you came across another man or another woman that may have had 3 or 4 notches up on them strictly physically, or you may have fumbled someone because someone got in your ear. There was a small vulnerable spot in your relationship and someone got in your ear and they manipulated you and convinced you that if you crossed over or if you came on the other side of the grass, that life with them would be better. And you've done this repeatedly. You thought at one point you were that girl, you thought at one point you were that man, and that you can continue to live your life playing games with people, being a pimp, being a player, and it was not going to catch up to you. And so now, a lot of you, and I see this with so many single men and women, now you're angry, now you're offended, now you're hurt, now you're frustrated, now you're stressed out, now you are highly agitated because at this age and at this point in your life, you are ready to love for real. You are ready to throw the games out the window. You are looking for marriage. You are looking for your guy. You are looking for your girl. You're looking for your forever to the end of time person, and it is not coming at the pace you want it to go. But you know what? You have to go back and say, you know what? I had my opportunity, and I had a few relationships where I knew that man loved me for real. But I blamed being young on why I started sleeping with a bunch of other people. I blamed not wanting commitment on the reason why I ran around and I played around. Some of you all, as men, you know that you had a woman who she may not have been perfect physically. She may not have had all of her ducks in a row and knew every nook and cranny of how to treat a man, but she had beautiful, wonderful qualities and certain things that were not all together. They were fixable, but you still chose to play around and take advantage. A lot of you all have broke so many hearts. I'm saying to you all in a single community, men and women, how many hearts have you broken? And you broke them intentionally, having no thought or no regard for another man or another woman. And now that you're in your mid to late 30s, now that you are in your early mid to late 40s, now that you're in your early to mid to late 50s, some of you all, you may even be well into your 60s, you cannot find love. You, as soon as you get someone and you have hope and you really believe he or she is the one, something gets disrupted. You got to look at how many times and how long you were once playing with someone. How long were you playing with someone? How long were you dismissing someone that you had the opportunity to have a relationship with? Now, I'm going to tell you all, I tell you all the time that what God has for you is for you. And when it is your season for marriage, when it is your season to start dating, God is going to bring that to you. But a lot of you all, even the trial period that you have been graced to get to really be straight up and upfront with someone and start over, you are still lying to them. You are still playing games with them. You are still in love with an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, and you are not telling them that you're not completely over that person, but you're trying to date them. You're trying to secure a situation with them. You're still not being honest. And this is why you will, a lot of you all in a single community, you will resort to saying there is piss in a dating pool. Now, this is not all of you. There are a lot of us who we have not fumbled anybody. We have always been upfront. We are not cheaters. We have been real with people. But I'm talking to those of you, you know, when you had a beautiful relationship with someone and you allowed someone else or how someone else looked or things they said to you to persuade you that choosing them over the person you were in a relationship with, you made a choice to go right instead of left. And so now you're by yourself. You cannot get anybody to be real with you. You may have come across someone who told you they love you. You've been kicking it with them and talking to them for several months, but it's not going anywhere. They have not taken claim to you. They don't want to do anything with you on the next level. I'm talking to you all in a single community. I have to be honest and real with you all because I am a single woman and I know and see a lot of single men and women who are just so done and they don't even have hope to love again. They don't have hope that they would be dating again. But even in small at small points where they will have the opportunity to develop something with a guy, or if it's a guy and he has a small time frame to get to know a young lady. Some of you all are still lying. You still don't want to be transparent. You still don't want to tell a lot about yourself. You still don't want to ask the woman that you are showing interest in things about herself. You're still playing games because you know that your personal private situation is not all the way cleared out with that ex-husband or that ex-wife or that ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or ex-fiance. A lot of you all know that. And until you clear those things out, and until you are certain that you are not still struggling with being in love with an ex, and until you tell the truth and you tell yourself and say, I know I am ready to love again. I know I am ready for marriage. I know I am ready to date and be honest and be loyal and be faithful and be pure in my intentions. Until you get to that point, a lot of you are going to stay in the place and the position you are at. So if you feel like it's piss in a dating pool, you got to be real with yourself and say, well, you know what? A lot of that piss that's in a dating pool is some of my piss. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I am not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.